My son once told me don't expect a single dollar from your father's $92 million. But at the will reading, he turned pale the moment my name was mentioned. She's still alive, he muttered earlier that day. I thought she'd be gone by now. That was what I overheard as I came downstairs. Still dressed in black, the faint scent of funeral roses clinging to my clothes. They had barely finished burying my husband before the house filled again, not with grief, but with noise, laughter, movement. Appetite not for memories, for assets. I stood at the bottom of the staircase, holding the railing my husband once polished by hand, and watched them claim pieces of my life as if I were already gone. My grandson was the boldest. He walked around with bright sticky notes, slapping them onto furniture. This one's mine, he said, marking the clock. The armchair, the cabinet. His sister scanned the room with an app. Planning renovations out loud. We'll redo everything once she's out. Maybe a spa room. No one lowered their voice. No one acknowledged me. I wasn't even offered a seat. Eventually, I was guided, not to the dining table, but to a cramped utility space near the back of the house. There's less noise here, someone said. I sat on a folding chair that wobbled beneath me, staring at a plate of cold food no one expected me to eat. From the other room, I could hear everything. They should just move her out. She won't last long anyway. Can we still access her accounts if we keep her mail redirected? They laughed, I said nothing. But inside my sweater pocket, I held something they knew nothing about. A document, old, signed, legally binding. Proof that I had been there from the beginning, not as a spectator, but as a foundation, years ago. When the business was collapsing, it wasn't advisors who saved it. It was me. I sold everything I had of value, family jewelry. Heirlooms, memories turned into cash. I transferred the money quietly and told my husband only one thing. Use it. Just don't tell anyone it came from me. He never did, and I never asked for recognition. But that wasn't the only secret. There was another night, one I remembered clearly. He was struggling to prepare a proposal that could save the company. Nothing worked, every draft failed. So after he fell asleep, I sat at the kitchen table and wrote one myself. Page after page, strategy, growth, structure. I signed it with a name that wasn't mine. Mailed it anonymously, 2 days later. He received it, he called it brilliant, presented it as his own. That document became the backbone of the company's success. Millions followed, his reputation soared. Mine disappeared, and I let it happen. Because I believed in him, because I believed in us, because I thought silence was strength. But silence has a cost, years later. I watched my own family treat me like an inconvenience. A fading presence, a burden to be managed. They mocked my memory, questioned my mind, planned my removal, all while living off something I created. What they didn't know was that I had kept records. Carefully, quietly, original drafts, legal filings, proof of authorship, even the rights to the intellectual property that shaped the company's rise. I had never claimed it until now. When I met with the lawyer, I laid everything out. Every document, every signature, every truth, a handwriting expert confirmed it. The idea, the foundation of the company's success, was mine. Legally, irrefutably, I didn't want revenge. I wanted acknowledgement at the will reading. They sat confidently, already dividing what they believed was theirs. My son smirked. Don't expect anything from her, he said under his breath. Then the lawyer began. He played a recording. My husband's voice filled the room. If my son ever disrespects his mother, he said, deduct $1 million for each instance. Silence fell instantly. A transcript followed. Every insult, every word counted. Calculated, millions erased in seconds. Then came the final statement. The primary beneficiary of the estate was me. Shock rippled across the room. Confusion, anger, fear, and then understanding. The lawyer revealed everything else. The intellectual property, the patents, the royalties, all tied to me. All this time, she just made soup. Someone whispered. The lawyer smiled faintly. She also built the system that made all of this possible. For the first time, they looked at me, not past me. At me, I stood, calm, steady. I created the map, I said, you just followed it. They had spent years treating me like I didn't exist. Now they couldn't ignore me. Within days, they were gone, the house emptied. The noise disappeared. I walked through each room slowly, removing the bright labels they had placed on everything. This is mine, they had said. But it never was, not without me. I didn't stay there long. Some places hold too many echoes. I sold the house, moved somewhere quiet. By the ocean, I didn't need the money. but I used it to create something better. A foundation for women like me. Women who built quietly and were forgotten loudly. Because I know what it feels like to disappear. And I know how powerful it is to return. They thought I was fading, I was simply waiting. And when the time came, I spoke. If you've ever been overlooked, underestimated, or dismissed, remember this: your story isn't over. Not until you decide it is.